Did you know that some people cannot get infected by HIV? Are you happy? But it's not you and I. The HIV virus is one intelligent virus. Today we are going to discuss about how HIV take over our body, how it attack our immune system and make people so sick. You know, just it's like a heist. Imagine your favorite heist movie. You know, when people are going for a heist, they don't go alone. Like they go with people who are specialized in certain tasks. Like somebody is specialized in computer, somebody is specialized in fighting, somebody has knowledge about certain things. Like that's how the HIV virus, like it moves with its soldiers. And these soldiers have some specialized enzymes that the HIV moves. And the HIV virus doesn't just attack any cell of our body, it attacks our own soldiers, the strongest cells in our body. That is our immune cells, specifically the CD4 plus T cells, that's the helper cells, just like the name. Just imagine our helper cells. That is the cell that this HIV attack. That is because these cells have certain things that on the cell wall that the virus can easily use to enter into the host cells. Now we are going to talk about the process of how this virus take over our immune cells. In medicine, we call it pathogenesis of HIV. First of all, the virus attaches itself when we get a virus through sexual intercourse, through should I say little prick, even though there's some percentage, through blood transfusion, any way that the person through birth or anywhere or anyhow somebody gets this infection. When the virus enter into your bloodstream, they target the helper cells. So when they get to these helper cells, they attach themselves to the helper cells. Like, let me embrace you. Like they try to hack or they hack the cells. And when they hack these cells, they open up the skin, or should I say the membrane of the cell, the HIV, fuses with that of the cell. Like they fuse, they get into together, and then they open up our cells, that's the host cells. When they open up, they now release their specialized soldiers into the body of the host cells. When that happens, one thing the HIV targets, which I want to mention, is that it wants to take over. So it's targeting the main boss inside the cell of the helper cell, inside the cell of our body. It wants to take over, make its own members. It's just like this one movie I watched that the robots hijack the system and start to produce its kind, dangerous kind, so that they can kill all the other helper cells in our body and take over the body. That's what they want to do. So now when they enter, the first thing they want to do is to produce DNA. You know, the HIV virus have RNA, and usually DNA makes RNA, but HIV wants to use its RNA to make DNA. So that is where the first soldier it goes along with takes place. That's the reverse transcriptase enzyme. This enzyme reversibly help the virus to convert its RNA into double-strand DNA, which is the main component of the cell it wants to use. Then when that happens, but before that, let's go a little back. On the cell wall of the host cell, there is certain co-receptors. We call them the CCR5 and the CXCR4. These are the particular things the HIV virus is targeting. And that is why some people, I say some people cannot get HIV, because we have certain people in this world who do not have the CCR5 and some do not have this. So if you don't have this in your helper cells, your macrophages, your dendrites, it means the HIV virus cannot enter, because without these things on the wall, surface of the cell wall, the HIV virus cannot invade the cell. That is it. But those people, I just feel there are few people. Maybe we should look for them and let them reproduce enough so that we can conquer this virus. Back to the reverse transcriptase. Okay, now HIV has attached, it has fused. The reverse transcriptase has produced DNA from RNA. Now, when it now has DNA, it now goes to the core where the boss is, which is the nucleus. You know, we have cell body, we have nucleus inside the cell. So it now goes to the main thing, the heart of the cell, the brain of the cell, the nucleus. It attaches itself to the nucleus, enter the nucleus. And when it's able to evade into the nucleus of our helper cell, that's our immune cells we are talking about. So the virus is able to enter into the nucleus. That is where it now hijacks the production machinery of our cells, our helper cells, to produce smaller version of itself, to produce a lot of RNAs. And then the second enzymes, protease, now help it to make more of itself. When it's able to make more of itself, it comes out of this cell, destroys the cell, so that they'll be attacking more of our immune cells. And with time, realize that our immune cells will be reduced. That is when they say that the CD4 count of our HIV patient is reducing. When it's reduced to a certain level, usually less than, I think, 200, then we say that the person has gotten into the last stage of our infection, which is the AIDS, the HIV/AIDS infection. So the beginning, when the person CD4 count is still high, is still able to fight, we say that this person is no longer, is not having AIDS. But once the virus take over completely, it's able to kill our cells and then take over the body, produce, multiply itself, kill more of our helper cells, reduce them drastically to less than 200. We say the person is having HIV/AIDS is. But I left one particular thing, integrase. The integrase is one of the enzymes that actually help the content of the cell to integrate into our host cell to be able to take over. So it moves with three major stages. The reverse transcriptase, the one that helps it to what's the name? Convert the RNA into DNA. Integrase is the one that helps it to actually bind itself well, and then take over. And then the protease is the one that when it's now produce the baby HIV RNAs, the protease will help build them into mature ones. They'll become effective. And if the person gets into sexually contact with another person or through blood transfusion, the process continues. So that is it with HIV. Our next video, we are going to talk about the drugs for this infection, how the drugs are always also able to combat the virus and make people viral load to be low so that they can also infect other people. Stay tuned.